Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? Is it
Great.
all right if I got you on speakerphone?
That's okay. We can hear you fine.
I'm doing great. No, I've got a question about my Social Security. I'll be turning 60 this year, and being able to collect, I guess, at 62, and it will be my only income. I don't own a home or any of the assets, that kind of situation. No money, in the bank, no IRAs or any of that kind of thing. My question is once I start collecting it at 62, will it go up at 65 to where, whatever they say it's supposed to be? Because I was born in 1960, so I know there were some changes made because of that date, et cetera, et cetera.
So what you're asking is if you claim early
At 62.
at 62, will you get a bump up when you get to your full retirement age, which in your case is going to be 66 in a few months?
Yep. Or even maybe six. Yeah, I think you're right.
Right.
66 and
Right,
6
right.
months. So the answer is no.
No.
And
66 now? Yeah, I wasn't sure.
yeah, now let me ask you this: do you plan on continuing to work at age 62?
No.
Okay. So in this case, where this is your only income, I would meet with someone just to make sure that this is the right decision for you, because what you lose is an 8% per year, call it a growth rate, if you will, for every year that you defer beyond 62. Now, really the way to look at it is if you're collecting before your full retirement age, which is 66 and so many months, you're getting an 8% penalty for every year you're doing it prior to that. And for most people, in Social Security increases that you get, so you won't get an increase because of your age later on, but you will get cost of living adjustments. And when we do financial plans, I think most of us here in the office use maybe a 1%, 1.5% growth rate due to inflation, because I think the way we calculate inflation on Social Security and the way they're projected to change those calculations will not really keep up with the true cost for most people who have, when we retire, we spend a little more on the health care. And those costs are going up quite a bit more.
Beth, I'm concerned about your financial future, frankly. You're 62. Unless your health is poor, you've got at least 30 years in front of you. And if the only income that we're looking at is Social Security, we are in deep trouble. Unless you have an extremely modest...
Actually, I haven't turned 60 yet. I'm just looking at the future.
Gotcha.
As to what it holds.
Gotcha. And you're not working now?
No, I am not.
Okay.
All right, so just to bring up another point with respect to Social Security estimates, we've seen clients who have retired early, and they get this statement that maybe they come into our office and it's 7, 8 years old as to how much they'll make at age 62, and it assumed, that they're going to continue to work and earn a certain amount of money when they did the statement 7, 8 years ago when they were working. And it's important for our listeners to know that your Social Security is calculated based on your average of the highest 35 years of your work years. And so, for example, Beth, let's say you have 25 years of work, and if you retired early, you're going to have 10 zeros in that calculation. And that statement that you got from Social Security giving you your estimate may not be correct if it's an old statement when you were working. So we always want you to, get an up-to-date. Our listeners can go to ssa.gov and they can register with Social Security, and they can get an up-to-date estimate of their Social Security benefit, which is so important because they don't mail these out anymore.
Right.
And sometimes people are looking at these old statements and they think, well, gee, I'm going to get $1,500 a month. Turns out, no, they're only going to get
$1,100.
Right. And that makes a difference, as to when to collect. So first thing I do, Beth, is go to ssa.gov.
/estimator.
Yes.
ssa.gov/estimator.
Yeah, and then get a benefit estimate based on your earnings history, and just make sure that the assumption is that you're not going to have earnings in the future.
Yep. When we do financial planning, we ask our clients to bring in their Social Security statements. And then some people, as Gary said, want to retire early, and they're looking at their statement thinking that that's the benefit that they're going to get. When you get that statement, the Social Security Administration presumes that you're going to continue working at your current level to your full retirement age, and that's what the benefit is based on. So if you're looking at a statement, as Gary said, and you're retiring early, that's not the benefit you're going to get. So we show you how to get that current benefit, and sometimes it's a real eye-opener.
Right.
So, Beth, I would strongly encourage you to do that because you're not working now, and if Social Security is going to be your only source of income, it could be substantially less than what you think. So I wish you well. You got a tough situation there, frankly.
Well, and Joe, just to carry on that point, one of the benefits, I think, of doing a financial plan is we ask for our clients to give us a list of their expenses. And then, quite frankly, I usually get out the marker and say, well, you know, I know right now you're working at, let's say, Lockheed Martin. They have a great health benefit. You're budgeting here only $150 for health care. But I said the moment you get on Medicare,
right.
Medicare is not free.
Right.
I want you to put at least $550 per person in there for a health care budget once you're 65 and on Medicare, or $1,100 for a couple.
Per month.
Per month. And then more, of course, if you're taking an above average amount of prescriptions. So we would have people go to Medicare.gov, enter into their prescriptions to get an idea of what their copays are going to be once on Medicare, because we still find people are paying $5,000–6,000 in prescriptions once they're retired and on the Medicare system. And so it's the financial planning process helps people identify if they're going to have a cash short flow, and that is so important.
Right.
Because we don't want people to retire early and then wake up at age 82 and realize, oops, I don't have any money anymore.